One more thing, just to clear something up here. On Title 42, so the court says the administration still has the power to discontinue the policy on its own if it so chooses. I know you've said you're complying with the court, deferring to them, but is it your understanding that the administration has this authority or not?
So the way I know we haven't really responded to this because we haven't had a briefing. So look, I'll say this just to kind of give a reaction here on the Supreme Court. So look, the Supreme Court's order keeps the current Title 42 policy in place while the court reviews the matter in 2023. We will, of course, the way that we see it, comply with the order and prepare for court's review. But at the same time, we're advancing our preparations, as I've mentioned, to manage the border in a secure, orderly, and humane way when Title 42 eventually lifts. And we'll continue expanding legal pathways for immigration. Title 42, as you all know, you've heard us say this many times before, it's a public health measure, not an immigration enforcement measure, and it should not be extended indefinitely. That is our view. That is what you've heard us say as this process has moved forward. To truly fix our broken immigration system, though, we need Congress to act. We saw the president on his first day in office put forth a comprehensive immigration policy legislation, and that he did that to show how important this was, how much of a priority this was for him. The Supreme Court's order gives Republicans in Congress plenty of time, we believe, to move past political finger pointing and join our Democratic colleagues to fix and to work to fix this problem and come forth with a comprehensive way to move forward.
But do you agree with the court that you have that authority?
So
yes,
the way that I can speak to it from here, I'm not going to get into specifics. The way that we see it is we're going to comply with what the Supreme Court justice ruled in its current form with Title 42.
I understand. Is there a difference of legal opinion here?
Look, I'm just not going to get into dive into the legal opinion here or legal kind of the legal back and forth on this or any of the nuance. What I can say is we're going to comply with what the Supreme Court announced and they ordered just last week. We're not going to get into the legal opinion.
Say whether or not you think you have that authority or not.
I'm just not going to speak about it from here. That's a DOJ is doing the legal components of this. What I can say is we're going to comply with the Supreme Court order as it stands from last week.
I'll follow up to some of the immigration news from over the break. Does anybody around here think that the southern border is secure?
What I can tell you is this is a president has been working since day one to work on border security, to make an immigration a priority. That's why he put forth a comprehensive immigration reform plan legislation. And here's the thing. As the president is coming forward and trying to come up with solutions, the difference here is that you have Republicans, as you know, who are doing political stunts. And we've called that out over and over and over again. And the president is willing to work with Congress, Republicans, Democrats, Independents, to work on these issues that matter to the American people. But this is an issue that the president has taken very, very seriously since day one of his administration.
But roughly 7,000 migrants crossing every day illegally. Does the White House believe the border is secure?
Look, I've told you what we have done, what we have made this a priority to make sure.
Are they working?
To make sure that there's border security measures. Look, here's the thing, Peter. The president has taken historic actions, right, that no other president has been able to do. When you think about the 23,000 agents that we have been able to put out there to deal with the issue that we're seeing at the border. And that is something that he did without a lot of Republican support. Right? Make sure that we are dealing with a real issue. When you think about the smugglers, really putting a plan in place that we deal with the smugglers, right? And we have to be very careful here, Peter, on how we talk about this, because if we talk about it in a way that is misinformation, then it helps the smugglers. And so these are the issues that the president has taken incredibly seriously. And again, I will say this, I just said it moments ago, he's willing to work with Republicans, he's willing to work with Democrats, he's willing to work with independents to work on this issue, to move forward with his comprehensive plan that he put forward on day one of his administration.